In a simplistic terms, traditional RDBMS arranges the data in tabular format similar to MS Excel like this. A sheet refers to a table and we have columns and rows of data. Whereas MongoDB is a NoSQL database, it's schemaless. So it arranges data similar to MS Word like this. No schema, no hard defined rules, and structure can be changed at any moment. For programmers, MongoDB arranges data similar to PHP arrays, and in Java or in C# similar to hash maps. So you can put anything into anything and the structure can be changed dynamically, and different kind of data can be kept in a map. So just remember this. The MongoDB data is stored in binary JSON, that is internally, and for the external viewing it is presented in JSON format. JSON file is similar to this. For example, this is the address component and you can see here various key values present like this. A JSON document will be saved in MongoDB and you can have embedded documents, a document within documents. Recording embedded documents, you can embed a document within document like this. This is from MongoDB documentation. For example, here we have an embedded document contact and access as a sub document inside the main document. And as mentioned in the point number 3 here in the presentation, the ID is a primary key and it is auto-generated field for every document. You can see it over here. This is the ID auto-generated. This field ID can be related with other documents also like this, similar to our traditional database joins. Let us see the ID field in the MongoDB instance. This is the ID field I have been talking about. This ID field is auto-generated for every document. Whatever you insert, this field will be auto-generated. Just remember this. This we have mentioned in point number 3. And I haven't shown about every document can have a totally different structure. The demo what I have shown from the MongoDB instance, the document had a similar structure. So I want to just show you how we can save a document with a different structure. Let me copy this portion. It's very easy. I'm going to add 2 more fields here. Quantity is going to be 10 and a subtype is going to be sports equipment. On clicking validate, JSON is valid. So I'm going to save this JSON file into MongoDB, which in turn is going to save this in BSON format internally. So on clicking save, I've saved it. You can see here this is the 4th document which I created just now. So the first 3 documents have different structure and the last one has a different structure. You can confirm this in the table view also. So 2 more columns are added. This is what we mentioned here, that every document can have totally different structure. The 2 additional points are point number 5 and 6, which means server-side JavaScript is supported, JavaScript expression and function is supported. And the final one, which is going to be important one, that is sharding, horizontal scaling, replication, gridfs, aggregation, capped collections are the key ones, additional things. These things we'll be learning in the upcoming sessions, and similarly we'll be seeing about server-side JavaScript support. Till that, for a beginner, these 4 things are important. Let me show things from MongoDB documentation so you can understand how it is working. Remember that these 2 points are not necessary in the initial levels. I mean, for the beginner level, this 5 and 6 are not necessary. I'm just showing for your knowledge now. Replication is similar to the traditional database replication. As you can see, primary has two secondaries, or in the other way around. This is a common scenario. You can also have an arbiter which is used for voting, which will vote which is primary and which is secondary. So this is for replication. We'll see it in detail later. And for sharding, it's very easy to understand. As you can see, a collection is distributed among shards or separate machines. So for example, if you have a 1 terabyte connection, it is splitted across machines like this. So we'll be seeing a demo about sharding also to understand it clearly. GridFS is very simple and easy to learn among this. GridFS is for saving big data similar to blob content in our traditional database. Aggregation is similar to our traditional RDBMS database stuff. And capped collections or collections with limitations in size. We'll be seeing about this 5 and 6 in later sections. So now let us focus on these 3-4 key features of MongoDB. Okay, before moving to the next section, let me recollect what we have seen in this session. We have seen about the key features of MongoDB. That is, it is a NoSQL database. It's a document-oriented database. And the ID key is auto-generated by MongoDB, and it's a primary key for every document. And data is stored in JSON format. Internally, it will be saved in binary JSON, that is BSON. This is a simple JSON document structure. And we have seen in traditional RDBMS, the data is saved in rows and columns similar to MS Excel, whereas in MongoDB, it is similar to MS Word. So the data is structureless and anything can be saved into anything. For programmers, instead of MS Word, think about PHP arrays or a Java hash map. So these are the main MongoDB components. We have a MongoDB server. A server can have many databases. This is similar to our traditional RDBMS concept. And a database can have many collections, and a collection can have many documents. We have seen the same through a demo with MongoDB instance that's running locally on my machine. I used a client called RoboMongo to demonstrate the same. So in my local machine, I have a MongoDB server with a MongoDB database, and under the database we have collections similar to that shown in the diagram. Under collections we have documents. Here we are seeing the table view of that. The real view is a JSON view. So every JSON file or every JSON here, it's a document. You can see the tree structure of that. And as we have seen, every document will have a auto-generated key, that is a ID column. Also, we have seen every document can have its own structure. I have created a new document under the same collection with a different structure, and I have added 2 more fields here, quantity and subtype. So these are things we have seen in this session.